My name is Christian, and this is my story. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a 23-year-old entrepreneur and business owner running 2 7-figure marketing agencies, and 5 years ago, I was just like you. I was an 18-year-old college freshman, majoring in accounting, had no clue what I wanted to do, and today I'm an actual entrepreneur running actual 7-figure businesses that profit each and every single month, living in sunny Tampa, Florida, in a luxury apartment with my best friend and business partner. And it all happened about 3 years ago when everything changed for me. So in this video, I'm going to break down my exact step-by-step journey of how I went from 18-year-old college freshman to now 7-figure business owner, living on my own, don't report to a boss, work with thousands of entrepreneurs and business owners, and basically showing you how I was once in your shoes as a college dropout or a high school graduate or even a college graduate, and how you can go from where you are now to running a 7-figure business. So let's dive in. It all started when I was a freshman in college and I met my best friend named Andre. I met him through the roommate Facebook group for our university looking to live together, and we didn't wind up living together, but we started a podcast together, and we spent the next 2.5 years interviewing huge entrepreneurs like Neil Patel, Jeff Seckinger, Brad Lee, and others, and basically learned that you could make a full-time living online running a marketing company just like the one we run now. So we had no clue the business we wanted to run. We thought we could take a podcast and monetize it and scale it, and we soon found out that wasn't possible at all. So our first ever business attempt was a local marketing agency where we helped small mom and pops build websites, email flows, Instagram posts, social media management, a bunch of small gigs, and we spent around 2 years trying to grow that agency before we ultimately had to shut it down. We made $0. It was not profitable, right? We made our first money in business helping small businesses around the area, but we never actually profited or paid ourselves, right? And this is about a year before COVID hit. So we restarted our agency with different partners, Andre, myself, and my partner Dan. We restarted our agency, and we actually signed our first ever client for $5,000 from a Facebook ad. We all thought, this is where we make it. We're going to drop out of college tomorrow and just do this full time. And to our surprise, we were very wrong. We didn't sign another client for the next 3 months, and we spent, almost all of our budget on Facebook ads and had maybe $1,000 left in our business account, and we were going to have to shut down our business and go find 9-to-5 jobs and go enter the workforce, right? And then one day we discovered Twitter, Cold Email Wizard, and Cold Email Mastery, and that's when everything changed. So right around this time is when COVID hit, and at the time I was writing email flows and social media posts for clients and managing my work, my workload as a college student, right? So I was busy studying for exams, doing really small one-off projects, not getting paid a single dollar, and yet I still kept at it, and that was when I discovered cold email copywriting as a service, right? So to this point, tried a podcast, made $0. Tried a small SMMA for local businesses, made $0. Tried running Facebook ads to a coaching offer, made $0. And then all of a sudden, on our 4th try, we hit big. I say hit big now, but at the time, we discovered cold email as an agency route, and we went all in on that, right? So starting the lead gen agency, we signed our first handful of clients on a fully performance basis. We were only getting paid for calls we booked on their calendar, meaning we were not getting paid monthly. We were only getting paid every time we booked a sales appointment for them through cold email. So when we hit our first 10K month, we thought we made it. That was the real success. We made 10K a month, the number that everyone strives to hit, and we're set, right? Wrong. We weren't making a profit. We weren't barely even clearing any money, and we were not paying ourselves a single dollar at this point. Why? We had to pay for software. We had to pay for the leads. We had to pay our contractors. We had to pay our employees, our VAs. Take all that, and at the end of the month, that 10K in revenue was coming down to like a few $100 in profit, and we weren't paying ourselves at all. To really scale this thing, we had to go all in, right? So all 3 of us graduated college, and instead of going to find a 9-to-5 job to do this agency stuff on the side, all 3 of us sat down and we committed to one another. We're not getting a 9-to-5 job for at least a couple months or a year until our parents make us. For right now, all 3 of us are going to go all in on our lead generation agency. Now, we hit 10K a month around February 2021. By June 2021, we hit 50K a month at our agency on a fully performance pay-per-call basis with 20 clients, and at that point, we knew we were onto something big, right? So still not paying ourselves, we reinvested every single dollar from that back into the business, back into more employees, more Twitter growth, more content, more campaigns, more leads, whatever it took to scale our business. We just kept, improvising and reinvesting back in the business, and we still didn't pay ourselves a dollar, right? So at this point, it's fall 2021. We finally pay ourselves our first dollar, and we start a coaching program called Client Ascension. Something you might be very familiar with if you follow me on Twitter, if you follow Daniel on Twitter, you follow Andre on Twitter, right? The coaching program that you know now that helps businesses add 10K a month in revenue to their agency or B2B business. At the time, we had no clue what it was going to grow into. We just thought, okay, we partnered with Daniel to create an info product called The Vault, where it was basically a swipe file of cold email conversations that led to a booked call, and did 100K in revenue in summer of 2021 with that product. That was also the moment we knew we made it, because we made 100K off of an info product in a single summer. So at that point, we teamed up to start Client Ascension, a high ticket coaching program. And at first, the program was not good, right? We let in 10 people. We had one weekly coaching call with all of us on it, and that was basically it. There was basically no community, no learning platform. There wasn't much substance to the program, right? So what did we do? We got through those 10 students, and we completely reevaluated the entire program. We added a coach for operations, lead gen, sales, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, personal branding, mindset, right? The list goes on. The Client Ascension team now is over 20 people strong, and it's, in my opinion, the best program on the market. But at the time, it was nothing until we reevaluated what we had to do to make the program better. So fast forward to mid 2022, and we relaunched Client Ascension. We internalized, took a couple months, revamped the entire program, and we made 100K on our relaunch with the high ticket coaching program. Continued to reinvest in the business, paying ourselves at this point as well, but continued reinvesting in the business. And now where I sit here today with you, we're at around $300,000 a month in revenue. All just because we've invested so much in our team, scaled it really far with the sales team, and invested a lot into content, paid ads, all that stuff, right? So present day, Client Ascension, 300,000 in revenue. We still have our agency on the side, which does about 50 to 60K a month in revenue. And we're currently working on a software called ListKit, right? So this is a really condensed version of our story, my story, right? But to recap, started freshman year of college with a podcast, didn't make any money. Started an SMMA, didn't make any money. Started our lead generation agency, didn't make any money. Started making money, didn't pay ourselves for a full year after we were profitable. And after 3.5 years, I got my first paycheck from the business. And now today, we're running 2 7-figure companies, with the third being our software, launching very soon. That's hopefully going to hit 7 figures. So goals for the future, right? If you're following along with this, you're thinking, wow, this kid's so far along in his journey. It seems like I could just sit back and ride into the sunset and just ride this thing off for the next couple of years. But we have a lot of big goals, right? So with the agency, we still want to keep that going and turn it more into a podcast placement offer. It's just an interesting side business. The coaching program, Client Ascension, we want to grow to $10 million a year. We're about a third of the way there right now, so obviously a long way to go. And then with ListKit, our software, we have really big ambitions for that. We want to compete with Apollo, ZoomInfo, Uplead, and be the go-to data platform for anyone running cold emails or cold outreach. So my advice to anyone sitting, in the shoes I was in as a freshman in college, how did I get to where I'm at as a cold email copywriter, as a business owner? And the simple answer is, number one, education. Every single day for 6 months, I would sit down, rewrite old ads from the 1900s and on paper, word for word. I would study cold email blogs, cold email YouTube, Twitter threads, right? My YouTube channel, if you're trying to study right now. I would sit down and just absorb as much information as I could about cold email relentlessly every single day. Aside from education, sign your first client, work for free, work on performance, eat shit, don't get paid, right? We didn't get paid for a year after we were profitable, and all we were doing is learning as much as we could, working with clients, reinvesting the money back in the business, and improving our skill set so that we could, scale to 80K, 100K, 300K a month and be confident in our abilities to fulfill that work for clients, right? So education, working for free, and the third thing is delaying your gratification, guys, right? We could have easily paid ourselves, $2K a month when we were still in college, been like hot shots, making $2K a month, spending money at the bar and buying beer as much as we wanted and going out to eat. But instead, we reinvested that money into the business over and over and over again, delayed gratification, until it got to a point where we were making enough money to comfortably pay ourselves a good salary, live in Florida. We're all from New York. We all moved down to Florida, and we live on our own in a nice apartment. And turn this into a lifestyle. You can see this thing behind me here. The 2 Comma Club Award. We got that about a couple months ago after a year and a half of trying for it. So yeah, guys, that's my story. If you're watching someone from the outside who's doing 7-8 figures in revenue, you're probably going to say, this dude's lucky, he made it overnight, he didn't have to work hard. But in reality, that person had to spend years second guessing themselves, doubting themselves, making no money, eating shit, sacrificing fun times, sacrificing trips to make it work. So if I can make it work, you can make it work. Hopefully this helped. If you have a business and you want to scale it, click the link in my bio to join Client Ascension, and hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks.